from Daily Thrust newspaper. Yeah, we'll begin with Daily Thrust newspaper this morning. And from Daily Trust, okay, maybe I should do Daily Post first. Let's begin with Daily Post, everyone. Tinubu sacks NNPCL CEO. Mele Kyari appoints Bayo Ojulari. Tinubu sacks NNPCL CEO. Mele Kyari appoints Bayo Ojulari. Tinubu is doing well. Peter Obi mocks current administration. Tinubu is doing well. Peter Obi mocks current administration. Police arrest members of kidnapping gang terrorizing Delta State. Governor Winfrey arrests 6 commissioners, local government chairman over alleged breach of contract terms. Akpabio, Yahaya Bello plotted to kill me. Senator Natasha makes fresh allegation there. Okay, to some more now, but outside the country. Russian, Chinese foreign ministers discuss Iran's nuclear program and, of course, Korea. Yeah. U.S. judge bars Trump from firing federal employees on probation. UK preparing for worse amidst Trump's tariffs. Foreign Secretary David Lammy is the one who is speaking there. And then, U.S. approves $5.58 billion fighter jet sale to Philippines. People with criminal records forged certificates in charge of Nigeria, says Peter Gregory Obi. People with criminal records forged certificates in charge of Nigeria, according to Peter Obi. Peter Obi lists achievement he would have made as president in 2 years. It's another one again here. Okay, moving on now. Nigeria needs divine intervention to deliver it from Tinubu and his men. This is an APC chieftain speaking here. Nigeria needs divine intervention to deliver it from Tinubu and his men, says APC chieftain. And then on tribunal verdict, Edo government, APC, PDP, confident of victory. On Natasha, Akpabio's kinsmen tackle Atiku over corruption abuse allegations. Akpabio's kinsmen tackle Atiku over corruption abuse allegation. And then moving on, leaked copies of Edo tribunal judgment surface online, confirms Okpebolo. Affirms Okpebolo. Akpabio's petition forced judge to withdraw from my suit against Senate. This is according to Senator Natasha Akpoti. He says Akpabio's petition forced judge to withdraw from my suit against Senate. Rivers emergency rule. I feel depressed, says Fubara. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Let's touch on Punch newspaper. Punch is next, everyone. Natasha defies ban. Gets heroic welcome in Kogi State. It was loud. I saw all of that. It was loud. Now, there is a piece there. The Punch has got this story from Mariho to Ojulari, history of NNPCL's leadership from inception. You get to find out all of that. Things to know about new NNPCL boss, Ojulari. And then, Tinubu sacks NNPCL boss Kyari, names Ojulari as replacement. 65% tank farms dormant due to fuel subsidy removal. Family seeks help as kidnapper abducts 5-year-old daughter in Lagos. I would have handled economy better than Tinubu, says Peter Obi. On insecurity, states vote 214 billion naira for arms and others. States vote 214 billion naira for arms and others. Reps indict Hajj Commission over 90 billion naira subsidy. Federal government threatens to revoke dormant oil blocks licenses. Let's get to some more political stories, just to mention a few of them, and then we're good. We're good to go. We're good to move on. I never believed in Obaseki's leadership before 2016, says Shuaibu, former deputy governor, right? I never believed in Obaseki's leadership before 2016, says Shuaibu. Hold Akpabio, Bello, Ododo responsible if anything happens to me, says Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan. And then 2027 election, how opposition coalition can defeat Tinubu, ex-presidential candidate, is the one who's speaking there. Okay. Let's move now, everyone. Let's move quickly to Vanguard newspaper now. Okay, Vanguard is before me now with this first headline. I love this one. It's quite huge. It's big. I love this stride. Meet 15-year-old Kanye Yachuku to unveil world's largest art canvas. And then 3 mortuary attendants escape lynching over dead man's missing testicle in Abia. 3 mortuary attendants escape lynching over dead man's missing testicle in Abia State. Yes. And then when you visit Vanguard, this Edo killings, police arrest 14, launch probe amidst widespread outrage. Overstay your Nigerian visa for 3 months, get banned for 5 years. Federal government wants immigrants. Overstay your Nigerian visa for 3 months, get banned for 5 years. Federal government wants immigrants. Yes, now just like the United States. And then shooting rage. Residents raise alarm as stray bullet hits woman, and of course a couple of houses. Uromi on lockdown by security operatives. Yeah, is a very big headline there. Uromi on lockdown by security operatives. Edo governorship poll dispute. Anxiety as tribunal gives judgment today. This today now, we'll know how far. Oh, yeah. On killings, kidnappings, angry residents shut major roads in Otukpo. Tinubu sacks Kiari, NNPCL board, and appoints engineer Ojulari as new GCEO. Edo governorship poll dispute. Anxiety as tribunal gives judgment today. Ebonyi land dispute. We have lost over 100 people within 5 years. Wow, it's okay. Market demolition. Bamidele canvasses strategic investment in education to produce global billionaires. Food production. Federal government commends Japan for 12 billion Japanese yen loan. Federal government commends Japan for about 12 billion Japanese yen loan. There. Senator Natasha defies Kogi government ban, arrives at homecoming rally in helicopter. Homecoming. I did not break any law, says Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan. Why we want to celebrate Tinubu Wike in Bayelsa, says PDP secretary. APC grants O2 automatic 2027 ticket. And then Amosun Adeola in war of words over allegation of project diversion. Okay. Kogi Central stands still for Akpoti Uduaghan. River situation can make one depressed, says Fubara. I'll sue BBC for defamation. Nigerian doctor accused of UK job scam. All right, everyone. Let's move quickly to another newspaper. Daily Thrust is here now. Federal government borrows 13.21 trillion naira from World Bank in 20 months. Federal government borrows 13.21 trillion naira from World Bank in 20 months. In just 20 months. That's the report we see there. Oof. It's okay. Let's save you some more stories now. Why northern hunters move to south for hunting. Bricklayer abscond as wife gives birth to triplets in Ondo. Good. Oyefolu, did you hear that? Let me read it for you again. I said bricklayer absconds as wife gives birth to triplets in Ondo State. Oh yeah, so Otilo. Okay, moving on. Tinubu sacks Kiari NNPC board chair. Uba Sani warns traditional leaders against land grabbing. Federal government borrows 13.21 trillion naira from World Bank in 20 months. On Uromi killings, DSS has arrested 2 principal suspects. Edo government speaking there. Edo governorship, APC, PDP confident of victory as tribunal rules today. Uromi killings, Muslim Council advises against retaliation. Yes. And then we visit the Nation newspaper quickly. Let's touch on some headlines here. Tinubu appoints Bayo Ojulari as new group police storms Kogi. CBN posts $33.11 billion net FX reserve, strongest position in 3 years. And on border control, federal government vows to tackle organized immigration crime. Ohafia commends Carlos' transformative leadership. Okay, let's join Rufai Oseni quickly right now and get his analysis. Rufai Oseni,
good morning to you. Talk about 2 things. The triumph of Natasha Akpoti and more loans. Number 1, let me start with more loans. Federal government is taking another about cumulatively 1.1 billion. Where this is also happening because all of this is a failure of government. You know what the former presidential spokesperson of the government said? He said those other acts, the killing in Ondo and Benue, are caused by known terrorists. So probably on the pecking order, they are not as barbarous in nature as the mob attack that happened. So I replied, I said, so do we not have a scale for barbarity now? Is it because people from a certain part are killed is more barbarous? What about the people that are being killed in Benue as we speak? Yesterday there was an attack in Benue community. Attack on Deborah. Till today, has she gotten justice? What happened after the attack on Deborah? Till today, has she gotten justice? What happened after the killing of Deborah? Was it not violence that ensued, that even religious houses, churches, and the lights were burnt? So what came out of that? No despicable incident is better than the other. No incident is more barbarous than the other or has a higher level of barbarity. What we should do is we should condemn evil in its entirety and not play the card. Or for when it doesn't suit me, it doesn't suit me.
And I think Edo people are scared of some level of retaliation, right now.
Which we have condemned. Speedily, yes, we are hearing that police is investigating are brought to book. Don't those lives too matter? Those that killed in other parts, do we ever hear that they are speedily brought? Don't those lives matter? And I'm shocked that the former presidential spokesperson is playing that kind of game. We cannot allow that to rule in our society. All lives must matter. Just like how we stood up and we spoke and we said, people do not have a right to say, Wiki should not come to Bayelsa. He has a freedom. If he wants to come and have a rally, let him come and have his rally. He will have his rally and go. If the government feels that they want to counter the narrative, they too should have their own rally after he's gone or during the time he's gone. Everybody has the right to have their rally. So what is happening? Just like the case of Natasha Akpoti.
Yeah.
They tried everything to stop her. They said, oh, fishermen had incident, they killed people all of a sudden. So it was when Natasha started having a campaign poster flying around that you people said you're going to have a ban. And you said they should not come in with convoy, security situation. And you see these politicians are so despicable. All of them, in generality. Once they get power, it's very shocking what they do. They're so quick to cite national security issues. That's why when we condemn President Tinubu when he cited the blue pipeline, the pipeline that was working the second day in Rivers, everybody's so quick to hide under this thing to play their nefarious game.
And you saw how Natasha came in a grand style.
And she came in a helicopter. A night before, I saw her at the awards. It was the same concern she was raising. And all of a sudden, we shouldn't get in there. We shouldn't come to Kogi. You are going to effect a recall against a lady. You have done all sorts of things. You have suspended her. For her to come and see her people, you don't want to give her the chance. What is going on? And you see, these politicians, it's the same thing they can't take when they do it to them. They like to do it to other people. The same thing that they can't stand. This was the same Natasha that, leading up to the election, they blocked the road to her house. They dug the road out. It's the same thing they can't stand. They do it to other people. And the lady came in, she had a peaceful something. The next thing, what the Kingsley fan was saying yesterday was that she came to make some inciting allegations. How are they inciting? If she said based on the intelligence you have, if a government is sensible, if we have a sensible government and not a partisan biased leadership, they should investigate her claims. So all of a sudden, when Natasha wanted to come, you remember that 2 fishermen were killed somewhere. Imagine the kind of narrative. 2 fishermen were killed somewhere. The larger people that have been suffering in Kogi, that have been hurt, what have they come out to say that there's a security alert for? They will always use one flimsy excuse or the other. What kind of country are we building? That's why Peter B was saying yesterday, there's not democracy, and it's true. There's no democracy, I'm sorry. Or let me rephrase his words. Democratic tenets are lacking. What's democracy? Government of the people by the people. You must have some vested rights. You must have some vested freedom. But politicians act larger than life.
I also saw when Natasha said that Akpabio, Yahaya Bello, and a couple of other persons are plotting to kill her.
If she says that as a state, you should say, okay, come forward, madam, bring your intel. Let's investigate. She also said it boldly that the judges were called and pressured. Those were the things she said. She said them. Even before now, we had known all these things. But like we've always said, bring your evidence to the public.
If anything happens to me, hold Akpabio, Bello, Ododo responsible. That's strong enough. And no one is doing anything. No one is doing anything.
Strong one. I know one is doing anything about it. What you should say is, did she say so last year? Did she say so a day before? Critique the judgments.
Okay.
We'll critique the judgments. That's just it. We'll critique the judgments. But please, Governor Kwebolo, you need to fix the problems in your states. The things I've seen in journal, don't worry, when I write my memoir, this country will shake.
You know, you write a book. In a book,
that's why I say when I write my memoir.
Na book they rain.
This country will shake. That's a memoir and book. So the APC wrote, go and bring $1 million. All the things I was saying I wanted to interview you on, so that we'll talk, we'll discuss, we'll debate. that you were running away, all of it is now coming out now in the lights. How will you have done infrastructure? How will you have handled all of those questions? That's what I want to ask you. I have nothing against you. But during politics, when you said no to me, and now you think we are your enemies, and all of a sudden you want to be my friend, I will tell you the truth. You know how many governors that send invitations? You see, that's why I don't mean to brag, but I'm a journalist in a class of my own in this country. Do you know how many of some of these governors that send invitations? I said, no, I'm sorry. I can come and do an interview with you, ask you the tough questions, but no. What is it? You just need to make this country work. That's just it.
Okay, Rufai, before I let you go.
The fact that, yet again, another Yoruba man, and I'm going to tell you this as a Yoruba man, it doesn't look pleasing. It doesn't look pleasing. That's setting a dangerous precedence. Yes, you can say it's from Kwara and everything, North Central, but Ojulari, a Yoruba name, I have a problem with that. President Tinubu, there are many other people that are skilled in this game. Oil and gas, replete. Search for the talents. Search for them. Engage them. Not like this nepotism is slanted. I mean, what are the... So, if we have his admirers and we have those against him.
Okay.
He said all the refineries will work before he leave, or that maybe those were part of the things he said then, but we all know what happened. Under him, NNPC became an NNPCL, made some gains, made some losses, made some transformations. He's done his time. We're going to the pantheon of history. Life moves on. Before you know it, all of those that are shouting Rankadede, they are the best thing ever. Before you know it, his phone will stop ringing. People have moved on. Nigerians are so quick to move on. So now he will understand that power is transient.
Thank you. Rufai Oseni, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, everyone, guess what? I have Prince Chilaka just right here in the studio. He's not on phone right now. He's live before me. Prince Chilaka.
So anybody who comes out tomorrow to say, oh, this government is doing well, I ask them, do you have a different filling station where you buy petrol from? Or do you have a different market where you buy foodstuffs from? So if the foodstuffs are expensive, the petrol price is going up, transportation is still high, so, and the infrastructures are not there. So what would you say you've done well? The only thing the government would claim to have done so well is the fact that they're collecting too many loans. And we don't know how they're going to pay.
And yesterday he said so many things. So Peter Obi, for the very first time, he's coming out this strong. He also said that people with criminal records, unverified and forged certificates are in charge of the country now.
But we know. I mean, we know. We saw what played out during the last election. We saw even people who were accused of having fake NYSC certificate, and we saw how they, we go their way out of it. So we have a society where merit has been thrown to the dogs. And what you have is, everybody doing whatever they want to do. It's all about the slogan, or the mantra of Mr. President: grab it, snatch it, and run. So that is what has happened to our political class. We no longer have men and women of proven integrity running affairs. We don't have men and women who have patriotism running through their veins, in the seat of power. We have people who just, all they know is what they're going to make out of the system for themselves, their families, and their cronies. And then you have those, as they say, line themselves up, sitting by the seat of power.
Okay.
And then for them, as long as their daily bread is being taken care of, everything is good. But it's not. You need to go out there, as a leader. You need to go, take a walk. Go to Oshodi. You see a lot. Go there this morning. You see a lot of young Nigerians, young boys. That's where they sleep, defecating the entire place, because they want to make a living. And then what do they do in the night? They rob you. That's what they do. So the whole system is bastardized, and it's like nobody cares, and it's very, very painful.
I also recall part of the things he said yesterday. I just want to touch on a little. He said, well, he believes that he would have turned around the country for the better, adding that his works would have been felt by Nigerians and not on the pages of newspaper. He said, if I were there as the president for 2 years, you would have seen considerable change in very, very critical areas.
Well, I think
some would say no.
Yes,
there's nothing would have done better.
No, but I think he would have done better. I think the first step taken by President Bola Tinubu plunged this nation into where we are today, and that was that speech.
Subsidies gone.
Yes, it was not calculated. It was not planned. It was not properly managed. You don't take such decision that affects 200 million Nigerians just, by the whiskers. You don't do that. Take him made.
So aside that, you think that the economy would have been fairer, or would have been better? It won't be like this.
It won't be like this. If it's not just about that, it's about the fact that subsequent decisions, policy statements have not helped Nigerians to balance. You see, we all keep pretending, it is. And we must learn as a people to accept the truth.
Obi said that he would have tackled corruption head on and would have reduced the cost of governance. And you will see it. People will feel it. That's what he's saying. You
know, corruption is like something that has come to stay in Nigeria. So what you have EFCC doing is, today they will tell you, if they notice that everywhere is quiet, they'll tell you that they're going after one governor. What has come out of the issue of Yaya Bello?
That thing died like that. Too.
With all the gara-gara.
Died like that.
With all the gara-gara. And up till now, the scavengers, that is what we have in power. And that is why nothing is moving forward. We spent 8 years with Buhari, wasted 8 years of our lives. Now we have entered into another one chance. It is really sad, but it's the truth. Government should be about the people. The government, the leadership, the positiveness of the leadership should reflect on the well-being of the people. But it is not happening. It is not happening. You don't have, if you're driving from Bagada to the radio station, and you see the way these guys with siren are coming, they want to push you off the road. So if you have a flight to catch by, say, 7:30 or 8 a.m., why would you still be in your house? And then you believe that you have monopoly, you have the power.
You have the road to yourself.
You have the road to yourself. So anybody on the road, you push the person away. And then you ask yourself, how do you want to tackle insecurity when half of your policemen are guarding VIPs, guarding banks, guarding corporate entities?
So what we need is not God.
It's not. The issue in Nigeria today is not a God factor. If it's a God factor, do you know how many men of God we have in this country? Do you know how many people have been going to mountain praying and praying and praying? What we need are institutions that will work and people that will allow the institutions to work. Elections are, people are already talking about 2027. But nobody's talking about, a review of the electoral law. Nobody's talking about that. So there are issues that should be addressed so that we can get to where we want to get to. But nobody's looking at it. Your National Assembly is not even looking at the issue of insecurity in the land. Top of, the crude oil and all of that. So when we make statements in this country, we must know that we are all educated. So when you say they are hunters, what have they been hunting in the south? You leave Sambisa Forest. You leave all the forests in the north, and you're coming to the south where there's little available land and forest, and you say you're hunters. And nobody has said anything about the fact that these same people that were killed, news coming out is that they attacked somebody. They had guns, they they had money on them and all. Nobody's talking about that. So the entire North is agog. Deborah was killed in the North. How many, even the former presidential candidate of PDP, Atiku, I remember he put up a tweet. And when he was attacked, he pulled it down. How can we build a country when there's so much hypocrisy and deceit?
Okay, let's move on also now. The presidential candidate of the defunct National Conscience Party in 2015 general election, Martin Onovo, has revealed what the opposition parties can do to unseat President Bola Tinubu during the 2027, presidential election. Hear what he said. He said there should be a coalition, and that the coalition of opposition leaders, Vice President Atiku Abubakar, or any other person, if he wants to win. The opposition doesn't need any old person. It's time to use the energy of the youth, and we'll look at the country, east, west, north, and south. Who does this cap actually fit? I would want to ask it, candid.
I would say yes. I agree with him. But I've always had this saying. I say it's easy, very, very easy to give a cup of water to a monkey, but to get the cup back is a big.
It's a problem.
Desires and put the country first. It's very important. So if you're forming a coalition where the heads of people who are coming together to form the coalition, everybody wants to be president, you have failed. They will fail woefully. They will fail woefully. They will even fail before the election happens. But you need to have a coalition where people will say, oh, I've desired to be a presidential candidate, but I think this is a better candidate than me. And we must be very honest and sincere about it.
One thing is, even if we have this person who is vigorous, who is that, what about some powers that be already? Like, what's the name of this man who said that the APC have already put their men
in places
and all of that?
Let me tell you the
truth.
have
INEC.
It doesn't.
We have the judiciary.
You see what happened. You see what happened in Okogi yesterday. You saw more than 250 people. I'm sure you watched the video.
1,000 people.
250,000 people. You saw
much more than that.
Good. It shows you that the whole recall process is a fraud.
But why don't they know that this process is a fraud?
They know.
So what's been done about it?
It is pretense. They know it is a fraud. And that was why, because they know that they have committed, the 500 come out to vote and stand to wait for the vote to be counted and all of that. Do you think that rigging will take place? Rigging will not take place. But what do you have? So while we're talking about forming a coalition, the political leaders from other parties must begin to talk about, for us to look at the electoral laws and make proper adjustments, make reasonable amendments. We don't want to have a glitch in 2027. Yes, it will be disastrous.
Don't you think it's going to be more than a glitch this time around?
So that's where we want to also have a law. The law should be not saying, you can decamp. We want to have a law that states categorically that the moment you leave a party that has given power to you to another party, you lose that power.
Yeah, but it's no longer that way now.
No, that's what I'm saying. That is why we're saying let us review the laws that hold our electoral law to, that progress our electoral law. We need to change it. It's very, very necessary.
Okay.
You can't go and win election from party A and then you decamp to party B and you retain their position. No. You can't be working in, say, VOP, and then tomorrow you're moving from VOP to another radio station and you're collecting salary from VOP. Does it make sense? So this cross-carpeting has to end. So it means that if you are elected on the platform of Labour Party, it means that you believe in the ideology of Labour Party. If tomorrow you wake up and you say, I don't believe in this ideology, you resign your position. The seat is declared vacant. So you go back to the party you believe in their ideology and begin to prepare for the next election.
Okay. Let me before I let you go, because of our time, I asked Rufai Osini this same question, and I would ask you, is the last question for you to the same question. Tinubu sacks NNPCL, CEO Mele Kyari, and he's appointed Bayo Ojulari. How far? What do you think?
Nepotism didn't start with this government. But you see, Nigerians must understand the promise made to them by Mr. President. And Mr. President, honestly speaking, he's living out the promise he made to Nigerians.
Okay.
He didn't mince words. He says he was going to continue from where the former president stopped. So it's a continuation. He's doing it perfectly well. He's doing it perfectly well. So if Nigerians are saying this government has not performed, no, the government has performed according to her promises to the people. So you're moving, the whole thing is that look at all the sensitive appointments. They're all coming from one ethnic group. Whether the person is from Kwara, whether the person is from Ondo, whether the person is from Lagos, it's all the same. Southwest. So how do you talk about unity when your appointments are screwed up?
Yorubas. And people have been telling the president, I think.
But the president is telling you.
Why?
He said clearly, he's going to control. Well, I mean, Buhari started it. So if I come and I say I'm going to continue from where...
So this thing cannot be given to an Igbo man, for instance.
Oh, God, please don't.
We can even talk that side at all.
Don't go there. The Igbo man, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is just there, bearing that name. Denounce their Igbo-ness. You walk into an Igbo man's office and you are speaking Igbo. He looks at you as if you're coming from the moon. He begins to speak English to you.
Is that what it is?
I have experienced it.
As an Igbo man?
Yes, I have experienced it. You walk, one name cake me. How are you? What can I do for you, sir? And you're like, but I have also walked into an office run by a northerner, and you find people there speaking, and the man is at home with them.
Ranka Dede.
If you walk into an office where a northerner is in charge, and for those of us who pick languages little, and you're able to speak small, just the greeting, he embraces you as his brother. The same thing happens with the Yorubas, but the Igbos will not. I don't know the kind of curse that is following the Igbos.
Space. In the continent's media space, from the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger.
Welcome back. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and of course, this is Front Page Review on your sweet station, VOP 90.3 FM. All right, this time around, it's time to take calls. Let's take your calls, your observations, your comments, even your query alongside, okay? But mind what you say on the national radio. Just about 2 minutes for everyone. Move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear each other. Thank you so much. Let's go here and talk to you. Good morning to you and welcome. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Good morning. Uh-oh. Please call me back. What happened? What happened? What happened? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. It can be Jude.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is Mr. Legend.
Good morning, John Legend. Talk to us.
Yeah. My brother, what is happening in Nigeria, my own major problem in this country is about the security. That is the major problem I thought that this president will look into. And because the security of this country now is in problem, and which you and I know that is not working again. That is what is bastardizing the whole economy of this country. Yeah. Because why? Likewise, what I just said yesterday. Because the Owo massacre, which you and I know when it happens, till today, I was not told that somebody was arrested till now. People were killed in mass in church. Till now, there was no one man arrested over that. I don't know why all head will get loose because of what happened in Benin. I don't know why everybody now is not only talking of what happened in Benin, than all the whole thousands of people, than the one that happens to Ihamufu. Nobody have told us what happened to Ihamufu. Nobody have been arrested over what happened to Ihamufu till now. It was Igbo people that was killed in that place. I don't know why our governors are chasing shadows and they leave what they're supposed to do and they start doing another thing for their own selfish interest. I am telling you, if democracy is like this, this is not democracy. If democracy is in where people can be killed and slaughtered, and a group of people are slaughtering them every day, and there was no arrest, no capital punishment, why are we talking about punishment, democracy here? Where there is no capital punishment over all these big crimes? And somebody is telling me that only few people that we saw that has firearms with their hand that are moving from their own state to another person's destination for hunting. And you are telling me why didn't he go to first of those people that caused the problem? Is it today that harassment are killing people in Benin? Today, let us face the facts. Let's not stop talking all the whole thing in this country because everything have piled up. But let's talk about the security. How are we going to deal with these people that are killing our people anyhow? Are raping our women? Let's not stop every other thing we are doing because when we are discussing all the whole thing, nothing will be done. Let us talk this one now that is taking our blood, innocent blood, women, raping women, killing innocent people, killing students. We cannot take this anymore. This is not democracy. Let us deal with it now and leave all the other things. Thank you, Jude.
Thank you so much, John Legend. Appreciate that. Let's do this one. Let's talk to you. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning here.
Hello, good morning, Jude. Good morning. My name is Innocent. I'm calling from Amuodo.
Good morning.
Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, please, I want to, first of all, and I will advise him to do more good. We need good things in Nigeria so that everybody will be happy. That's what I advise, Mr. President. Please, sir, do the right thing. Let Nigerians be happy.
Thank you so much.
Not people telling you this and that. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, first of all, I want to talk about the killing in Benin.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. We have an intelligence officer for this country. They should investigate what really happened. Those people, are they really hunters? The arm when they see with them, are they registered? Because before you can carry arms, this country must register, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether everybody will just carry it from one
outlined in the Constitution for recall are not followed. I hope one day when we all stand up to recall our various senators and House of Rep members, they will not tell us that we didn't follow due process, because that is invitation to catastrophe and anarchy. let them make sure. I'm not saying they should not recall us. It's not representing me, but let them follow due process. That's what I did. And whatever process they follow, that's what we are going to use in recalling our own members. Because majority of them sitting down at that National Assembly are doing practically nothing. They are going to grab and run. That's my contribution this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. I do appreciate it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Kamel Jr.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. It's Francis from Ikoto.
Okay.
I want to speak about Edo killing. You know that a lot of killings have been going on before Edo. You know that a lot of killings has been going on. It has gone on. Nobody is in support of jungle justice. Killings have been going on in Enugu, Ebonyi, Plateau. Benue is on a daily basis. Why is Edo own different? Why is it? Does that mean that those people being killed before are not humans? They are not humans. Sabi. People say when they carry another man's corpse on the head, if you look as if they carry firewood. Sorry, if they want to.
Messages. I know messages. I know say I know go finish these messages today plenty. All right, but let me just touch a few of them, and then when I return later, we'll conclude on it. Okay. Is that fine? Thank you so much. Natasha, to me, has not broken any law in Kogi State. How can any government at any level ask one not to come home when he or she has not been declared wanted of killing anybody? If Yahaya Bello, who has looted the state treasury, can be allowed to come home at will, what did Natasha do? Looted the state treasury, can be allowed to come home at will. What did Natasha do wrong that the Kogi government is binding her of coming wrong? That the Kogi government is binding her of coming home. It is high time we learn how to obey rule of law in Nigeria. This country belongs to all of us. To me, the first assignment of a new NNPCL CEO is to resume selling of crude to Dangote Naira and make sure the price of petrol is not more than 500 Naira per litre. Benjamin from Shogunle. Tinubu is doing anyhow because he doesn't believe in federal character and he is a tribalistic and nepotistic president. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Okay, let's read what Mazu Gochukwu is saying. He said, Edo governor should start behaving like a brave man. Why should he be begging a northern governor like a woman? Why should, or they should stop arresting innocent youths in Uromi in order to satisfy those that, the fact is, I said it yesterday, I said, na innocent people, na go catch pass. Anybody where they see now is a prime suspect. I'm just scared of what is happening in Uromi right now. Everyone is running away. The town is deserted. Just because, okay. And the funny thing is that these guys will be taken to Abuja. You see where the thing is? Message. Let me read what HRH Bisunwoko is saying. He says, it is so shameful to know that the government, who's supposed to be for everyone, is now working seriously for Akpabio to bring Senator Natasha down. They are doing everything humanly possible to suppress the truth. But Senator Natasha will keep her homecoming today. Is a big testimony of love by his people. And for what has fallen us in Nigeria, I totally support Peter. Ayabelo could not stop a woman, Natasha, for defiling all odds to reach your people was a great achievement. We have seen that our people are standing like a great unmovable rock behind you. Shame to all these wicked people that claimed it was them that plotted your recall. Chude from Ayetoro. Thank you, Chude. Mayor from Ikotun is saying, my woman of the year is Senator Natasha. The evil men is doing their best to silence her.